Alright, I want to do a quick video on the 48. As you can see, Harry has pulled the motor. We're sending it out to get redone. The front clip came off and went back on during that process, and now I'm putting on the door extensions. Putting on the door extensions. This bracket we didn't have, so I made it. This one's a factory one. This is one that the last shop made, but it didn't quite line up, so I did a little bit of work on it. And then this one is a factory one, it works. So I'm putting the door extensions on so I can get my fender panel gaps, and then we're going to mount the hood and get its panel gap set. And then from there we'll start hammering out all the little dents and dings and waves and things all over both of these front fenders that were just mudded over and rusty underneath. But as you can see, I've been blasted clean. All the rust is gone, and they are coated inside and out, top to bottom, with epoxy. This right here is a super thin skim coat of metal filler, and that's on there just to fill the rust pits. Most of that will be sanded off, and we'll go from there. Still got to blast this front splash apron because it is the yellow primer surfacer that is not a sealer. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to putting these fender extensions on.
Alright, if you come up here, all this side was full of body putty and it's pitted all the hell and it's dented all the shit. I'm gonna dolly the metal out a good bit, but if you come right in here, they didn't take the putty out. They just, or take the metal out, they just filled some putty in there. So I'm going to dolly that straight. I'm going to dolly and weld up some of the other things right here and clean up this edge. It should look more like this right here, which looks like it hasn't been abused as it was down here. And this is the outside of the fender. It's all buckled and rolled and crunched. They just filled it full of mud. Well, you can have a little mud, just not a lot of mud. Too thick is not good. So we're gonna try to clean her up a little bit for him. Let me stick my light back up here. Alright, here you go, George. Alright. Grab a couple. Alright, I've been hammering dollying on a little bit. You can see the line has changed a good bit through there. And I'm going to finish shaping it so it all ends up nice and straight like this up here. So, got rid of all where it was caved in, and it was split under that. And they had... So I'm going to weld all that on the back side, and there's another split down in here, and there's a chunk right there. But I've rolled and shaped all this metal. I'm working my way over. I'm going to get this line through here, all through this section, and then I'm going to move around here. And it's just being a good metal worker, just hand dialing it. I mean, if you feel it now, it's pretty smooth. There's a big dent there, big dents up in here, and all this is dented. I wish you could feel what I can feel. And I will smooth it out real good and then sand it all down and put a coat on her. I'd like to be leading it all, but it's just been worked so much on this car. Anyway.
Here we are with the 48 Chevy Cabriolet. Wanted to show what we've been working on. Been metal finishing the front fenders. They had a whole lot of Bondo wiped over them, and we got to looking at them, and it seemed like they could have hammered out the dents a little bit more before they wiped any putty on it. So we stripped it, as you already know, and got it to bare metal and started planishing and hammer dolly finishing the metal. And this is where we're at right now. There's still a little tiny bit more to do on each fender. I'll go over here to Elliot's fender and getting them straight as we could possibly get the metal before we put anything on it. And I wanted to show you this right here. It's a weak section that pretty much came right out whenever we started working the metal on this car. That was all weld, and it was all super brittle, and it pretty much just gave up the ghost. So, as you can see by the outline, the shape is heavily affected in this area anyway. So we're going to cut out this section and replace it. Got a patch made to take care of it right there. That's got the same contour as the fender edge. So cut that out, weld this in, grind it clean, make it disappear, and move on from there. To get an idea. Let the light travel over it. There's still a few places that need some attention, but oh, pretty good so far. I would have loved to see these fenders before anybody did anything to them, but that's not the case. One more step in the transformation from Bondo bucket to finished lead sled. Ah, cool. Nothing better than do a little metal work on a Friday. What do you say, Elliot? That's what we cut out. Looks like it just rotted there, and then they tacked it together as many times as they could with a tiny little one spot MIG weld zap. That works a lot of the time, but it gave up the ghost here, and it changed the shape of the fender lip, so we cut it out. Getting there. I'm gonna take a little out of the bottom. I wonder if this fender flexed. Not really. No, I didn't. Not like that. Getting there. Gonna take one more right there. This is that turbo grinder, man. It goes from 0 to 60 immediately. Cool.
Got a wet rag.
Oh, we don't do that.
No,
Nope, none of that. Sit there and let it go.
we're gonna let her go.
Mm-hmm.